First of all, thank you for inviting me to share the agenda here about the visibility of the OT network management. Actually, for the visibility of OT network management, is for some of our customers, it's not a new topic because their networking is already very big, so they have the necessary monitoring for the networking part. However, we do see a lot of our customers, their previous system is not so big. So they are using manual monitoring about the networking devices and the networking systems. However, because there are much more new devices getting into field site, so they have the necessary implementation for the network visibility. So here comes to this is what I engage with my customers. They found previously they don't have the network management tools. They found they can easily find the problem because their SCADA or their monitoring system will have a warning. Some of the data is missing. It's very easy to find the issue. However, when they go to the OT field site, it's not always all the OT field site has a server room. So for the troubleshooting, it's very difficult, and especially for the OT industry, their sites are very diverse and go to different areas. So it's very difficult for them to have a troubleshooting, especially for networking part. So that's what we introduced to our customers. Nowadays, you have the SCADA to monitor the device information, or basically based on the data. However, sometimes the data missing is not only from the issue is not only from the device. Sometimes it's from the networking. So the networking management, how to do that is very simple. You can use another software we call the network management system to monitor the communication part. However, from Moxa point of view, that is not only the Ethernet switches need to be monitored. However, some of the devices also is not the switches, but it also play an important role of the communication, like serial to Ethernet converters, protocol gateways, or some of the computer is trying to be used in the protocol conversion or data collections. So Moxa network management systems, we are trying to help our customer to see not only the networking, but also to the edge devices, I/O, serial to Ethernet converters, or protocol gateways. Okay, so this platform is our MXview. We call MxviewOne. That's MxviewOne is one platform that you can utilize computers or pad or mobile phones to see the actual situation of the networking in the field site. So this tool can monitor. We have testing up to the 2,000 points. Actually, 2,000 points is a 2,000 networking devices. Each of the devices, minimum we have a 5 ports, and some of the devices has 18 ports. So honestly, we heard the customer not using to up to the 2,000 devices, but we have a very large scale networking management in China and some of the CT infrastructures. So that is the first thing. And also you can have the customized event notification to your operating systems regarding the networking. Later, I will have a very quick introduction. And we have some of the benefits for the network management. So first of all, that every single node of the communication you can see from the MXview, the network management system. So basically like a VLAN, like a network bandwidth, topology can be auto-generated. So you don't need to have a manual keying. I have 10 devices and 10 IP address and to add one by one. That's basically we have the auto search topology function that you can have all the devices, how they are connected with each other, and what's the main path and the backup path. That will all show in the MXview, the network management system. And some of our customers, they are using wireless. Some wireless signal that you cannot touch it, you cannot see it. So we also have a wireless signal network management tools to help you to see what's the actual connection of the wireless. Okay, so that is visualization. Another very good functions that we help, especially for one of our very big customer in Australia. They are using the Moxa network solutions in different cities. However, every cities are connecting to their OCM, Operation Centralized Management Center. So they are using the function here is a backup and the restore. So basically, every device is being monitored in the MMS. You can have the frequently or manual backup. And if there are some of the devices you found you need to change the spare parts, you can easily find the firmware by the time, by the IP, and also to restore what's the well condition situation of the configurations or firmwares. And also we offer the comparison. Sometimes this is an actual case that our partner is Siemens previously, that they are trying to figure out sometimes their field size is not so stable, but they don't know why. So they try to capture different times with the same IP address and try to have a comparison. And they found some of the configuration are being changed, not by them, by their end customers. So they have the evidence. They know, okay, it's wrong configuration change from the end customers. So the comparison functions also being provided, and you can also have the scheduling to back up frequently. Okay. And the final one is about the integration. For a larger system, it's not always one system, one software layer. Sometimes there will be higher systems, like for cybersecurity, there's SIEM, or there are some of the higher level network management systems. So for the MXview, we also provide you can regard it like API that you can integrate with no matter the web page or with the RESTful API, you can integrate with the like a SCADA or like upper network management systems. So this is kind of the functions we are trying to provide for the integration. And the one thing I want to especially mention, not related to the MXview, for all the networking switches, NAND switches, we also provide the network industrial protocols like Modbus, Ethernet IP. You can also use it to polling the networking status about the switches. So our customer, basically, they are using SCADA to using the Modbus to polling the status of networking. It's doable. Okay. So this is an actual demo site that we built the whole systems in Moxa office. So this is the overview about the MXview I just mentioned. So you can see here that all the different devices, how they are being connected with each other, you can see from the MXview. And you can see here there are dot lines. That is a backup path. So if there is one path is failure, that's a backup path that will be shown here. So that's the visualization part is you can see the detail of every devices and even for each of ports, what's the configuration. And another thing, as I mentioned, that you can see not only the switches, but also for the I/O devices, or for the gateways, or for the serial to Ethernet converters. That all will be shown here. And there are more functions here, as I mentioned, about the management. You can send the event. That's which kind of event being happened before some of the devices is disconnected or connected. That is according to our customers nowadays. Sometimes the IT department will have the auditing. So with this kind of event log will be much useful for the system. And for the higher level systems, you can use the syslog to have the connections. And this one is what I mentioned about the configuration. So you can have the selection and to have all the devices being backed up into one spatial folders. And each of the devices, if you find there are some problems, you can go to that folder to find the IP address and also have the timestamp. You can find what you need. And you can restore any of them to previous stages. If you change some of the configuration and then you found there are something problems, you can always find. And also there are some of the reports, especially for the inventory report is especially important for the cybersecurity point of view. That's especially for the IT departments. Sometimes the first step of the cybersecurity is trying to do the inventory report. However, a lot of times the OT field side, sometimes we don't have the inventory report. So this is one of the tools you can use. And for the final one is about, that's actually the visualization is not only about how the devices is connect with each other. You can see more. There are cybersecurity view. You can see what's the security level of each devices. We will one by one check each of the devices. The function takes some time to run every devices. And you can see the traffic, what's the traffic usage nowadays. And also this is a special one called the SFP. So if you are using the SFP, that will provide you the necessary information. Some of the SFP is dirty or is going to need to be changed. You can find the SFP this here. So this is MxviewOne, a simple tool. However, it's very useful, especially for the OT engineer. So we, for example, I helped one of the water company in Taiwan. That's previously they have a different site, have a different pumping stations. They don't have the clear one-page overview about the connection of the Ethernet. So they just implement the MXview and to see every devices, how they are connected with each other. And also provide the report to the IT department to have the inventory reports. Okay, so that's my very quick introduction for the functions of the MXview. We cover some of the topics today. That's we see there are more and more devices, more new devices, especially for the camera being introduced in the field side. And the core or backbone need to be upgraded to embrace so many different data, so many large quantity of the data, and to be prepared with the higher bandwidth, to prepare with the higher like a 10G technology to build the whole systems. And more importantly, there are so many different devices being introduced that the visibility of the OT network is a hot topic. So Moxa will also provide the MXview, this kind of a management tool to help you to monitor the whole system, networking systems. Okay, so that's my last page. I focus on introduce some of our new generation switches to you. However, the most important thing about the networking system is not about the product. It's about how to utilize the product to fit in the existing system. That will be more important. And sometimes it's not one function or one technology can help. So Moxa and our partners, TNS, we have a trend engineer, in FAE, that can help you if you have any projects or you want to upgrade your systems. We can give you some of the suggestions and also take a look about what's your existing situation. So I hope the introduction today is helpful for you to in consideration of your next stage network implementation.